So, hot off the stage from their product liability panel here at the Global Class Actions Symposium, I have to my far left Dr. Edda Dolzer, who's in-house counsel at Bayer in Leverkusen in Germany, and to my immediate left, all the way from the Windy City, that's Chicago, Michelle Ramirez, who's a litigation partner at Sidley, Austin. Thank you both so much for curtailing your lunch and joining me.
Thank you for having us.
You were talking a lot about cross-border claims, and at the highest level, pretty much all claims are cross-border. Maybe not for you in the US, but for those of us on this side of the Atlantic, made up of lots of little countries, everything is pretty much cross-border. I have a sense that systems are diverging rather than converging. So, starting with you, Edda, am I right, and what issues does that throw up?
So, talking about Europe, there are really big differences in different countries, where one could argue that some countries still have laws that are not in accordance with EU law, but still they are in existence. And I wonder how the implementation of the new EU Product Liability Directive will change that, whether that will bring more harmonization or whether the implementation will be so different throughout the countries in the EU that it will continue to be as different as it is right now.
Mm-hmm. And the view from across the pond.
You know, it's interesting because as there is divergence, as you put it, it creates more of a need for us to have harmonization. And so even if the laws are different, we sort of, in my role as outside counsel, is to work with other outside counsel outside of those jurisdictions to find the places, the common threads, if you will, between those.
Sure. And understanding that you guys work on the defence side, but from the claimant side, does this cross-border activity underpinned by divergent systems mean that we're beginning to see, or are continuing to see, an element of forum shopping, Edda?
I think we're just seeing the beginning of it, and I feel that it will be more and more, like in the Netherlands with the opt-in system for plaintiffs located outside of the Netherlands, and the same is true for other countries in the EU. So I think forum shopping in Europe is just starting. It's a very hot topic that we're monitoring closely.
Sure.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. It's a great question, and I think earlier on our panel, people were talking about copycat jurisdiction or copycat cases, and I think that will soon be a thing of the past, and now we're going to see cases uniquely filed in different places for a perception of a better venue.
We talked about, or you talked about, the new EU Product Liability Directive and how that's bringing in non-physical products, tech and software now. Something that is coming on the horizon, and I'm really interested in, is quantum, especially with a view to looking at cryptography and how secure systems, and that includes people's credit cards and everything, which are now considered to be very secure, will be able to be decrypted in seconds. That has got massive implications for product liability. So if I'm a finance company and I know already now that at some time in the future my systems can be unraveled in seconds, am I liable for not putting something in place now, even though it can't be done now? Perhaps I'll start with you. Well, did that question make sense?
It does make sense. It's a great question. And two, one is just to be prepared to ensure that those don't happen, right? That the unraveling doesn't happen. But two is to be prepared exactly what you're suggesting as to what that means from a product liability standpoint, because that was not the case until now we're seeing the new definition. So I think you're posing exactly the risk that's coming.
Yeah, so what's your view on that, Edda?
So I agree with Michelle that the companies really have to monitor closely what they're doing right now and if there's more they can do to protect their data.
Fantastic. Now, if we can talk just a little bit more generally, you've already cut your lunch short. I don't want you to miss the beginning of the next session. So more generally, how are you enjoying the event so far? I know it's early days, and given that we live in an interconnected age where all this can really be done online, why do you think that events like this still are so popular and hold such value for attendees?
Well, as I said on the panel, this is an extraordinary opportunity for us to be together. If litigation is going to be global, which it is, having the opportunity to connect with people on both sides of the V, both plaintiff and defense and in-house counsel and judges all together, I mean, is worth its weight in gold to be here in person. So we're so thankful for the opportunity. It's been great.
Yes, I agree, and I love to have the diverse views that we often have discussions about topics, and in many instances I had a different view than others on other panels, and it's so lovely to discuss and use the breaks also to have a refreshing discussion about topics that were raised during the panel discussions. So it's
Fantastic. Listen, thank you so much for taking time out and joining me. Enjoy the rest of the event, and maybe we'll see you next year. I hope so.
Excellent.
Thank you
Thank you very
very
much.
Thank you.